What's going on guys, my name is Chris5G6 and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video I'm actually talking about the Battlefront 2 that's supposedly coming out this year and what has been said and what I believe could be right and wrong. My first thing is that there's been a lot of videos and a lot of leaks. Apparently Battlefront 2 is gonna go to the era of the First Order, which in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinion is wrong, because there's not enough planets to do Battlefront 2 for the First Order. There wouldn't be enough troop designs, there wouldn't be enough map modes, there wouldn't be enough maps. There's plenty of maps on Battlefront anyway, and then for the DLCs they always do DLCs within a year, or they do DLCs so many months apart from each other, and there just wouldn't be enough information and enough gameplay maps and that to do. There wouldn't be enough weapons for them, and they would just be hitting the bare bones on the game. Like where you got Battlefront here, they did the original, apart from the last DLC, which I was quite annoyed with. They did the last DLC is Scarab, which is part of Rogue One, which wasn't part of the original series, and I know a lot of people are going to comment going, oh yeah, but you know, it took place before New Hope, so you know, it doesn't matter. But it does, because if you've grown up with Star Wars like I have, and they said, oh, we're doing the original series, doing the original 3 films, you know, maps and everything will be included in that, and then you obviously get Scarab from Rogue One. Rogue One wasn't even released when they released this DLC, so they took a shot in the dark really with some of the stuff they did, and they've added weapons like the bow rifle. Don't get me wrong, I like the bow rifle because, you know, it's a good weapon, but you know, all in all, Star Wars Battlefront is a good game. It lacked in the campaign, and then obviously aspects of other things, and when the game was released it still was lacking in offline mode, which they even said they were going to have on release, but it never did. But it's still a good game, and like I said before, the Battlefront 2 apparently is going to be the First Order. Now don't get me wrong, it would be cool to see the First Order, but I don't believe they should do that first. I believe they should do that maybe next year, because you'll have another film out, some more ideas, something worth doing. Or even if they did another Battlefront to do with Rogue One or like that, because they've done a Rogue One map here on the 4th DLC, but it's really just not worth it in the fact that it's not the original series, not the original 3 films. Anyway, like I said, I don't believe that I don't believe that with Battlefront 2 you should have the First Order. The reasons I'm going to give hopefully make sense to people that watch this video. The first reason is you have not enough ideas, you wouldn't have enough planets to do for the maps anyway. Not enough weapons, not enough troopers to do. Yeah, people consider, yeah, there's different ones, there's flame troopers, there's the standard trooper and that. But as again, the weapons and the troopers are basically near enough the same armor, just maybe looks different. Well, it looks a lot different, but and everything, yeah. Like, and you haven't even got enough heroes and villains to do. So like here they've got enough heroes and villains, but on Rogue One you wouldn't have. All right, you'd have Kylo Ren as the villain, you'd have Phasma as a villain. You don't know what Snoke is. You have no clue who Snoke is yet, and there's all these videos online saying, well, they believe Snoke is this, they believe Snoke is that. There's no point, and then you've got Rey as a hero. You could have Finn as a hero, Luke, even though he hasn't actually been in it. Hopefully this year I believe he should be in it a lot more. And there's just not enough to go on in terms of good game. And then like other games, like when games are released and they get people going on and playing it, and then they assume like, and then they go on and they say it's going to be a good game, they hype the game up, and the games companies hype it up, and then it turns out to be not a very good game because the game's not really finished. And then it turns out like Battlefield 4, I didn't get Battlefield 4 on release because obviously I knew it wasn't going to be finished, and I was quite hooked on Battlefield 3 anyway, and I was right because a lot of reviews were it's not finished, it lags out, I've got issues when I play. But they released it, it's like they're in a hurry to release it. But anyway, back to Battlefront 2. In my opinion, I believe they should do the Clone Wars era. Now, every YouTuber, every like games company, games that said they do a poll on the game. They do Star Wars. Like, what would you like to see? First Order or the First Order or Clone Wars era, and Clone Wars era wins by hundreds and thousands. I believe a YouTuber, I'm not going to say their name because I don't know if you would get in trouble by using their YouTube channel name, but they which era do people like and would like to see like another Star Wars Battlefront, and it was out of Star Wars, like, you know, the Stormtrooper, the Empire era, or the Clone Wars era, and the era that won was Clone Wars. Everybody, yes, I know people are going to say I don't like the Star Wars original films, but that is like millions of people don't like it, millions of people did like it. Obviously I wasn't too keen on the first film. Second film I liked, and the third film, and it really put you into it. And then obviously the Star Wars, the Clone Wars series was released, which was fantastic, and that's what I believe brought people into it. And like, you could do a new Star Wars Battlefront 2 with the era that we're in, like the Clone Wars era, because you'd have plenty of heroes and plenty of villains. There's a selection of villains and heroes, selection of clone troopers, different you've got, say, Mandalorian Royal Guard, or you've got different types of soldiers you can use. You've got different types of droids. Like, you'd have a B1 battle droid, a droidica, a super battle droid, just different types of droids, and you've got the weapons, tons more weapons to use. And I mean, there's a load. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. I went through lists of weapons that were in the Clone Wars eras, and there's more that you will see in that era than you do see in the original. And I think people just like it, you know, full scale battles, different game modes. You've got more fighter ships on the clone side. The droid side I would say is a little bit thin because there's only a few compared to, say, the Republic, the clone army side, but that would be because obviously the droids would use remote, robotic, like just like droids really, they would use them, and it'd be a lot easier for them to do their own thing. All you'd have to do is command them. Oh, on the last bit, you've got plenty of vehicles you can use, more vehicles than you've seen in Star Wars, that's seen in The Force Awakens. You didn't see very many ground vehicles, I don't think you saw any, to be honest. You maybe saw a fighter pilot, ships, I don't think you saw any, but you saw a drop ship, but that's not really a ground vehicle, that's air to ground vehicle. Trying to think, I don't think I did. No, you did. No, I don't see anything in terms of ground vehicles. Don't really see very many ground vehicles on the good side either. I just believe that if you do the First Order, you're not going to get very well into the thing before you realise, well, hang on a minute, we ain't got enough maps, we ain't got enough weapons, we ain't got enough vehicles. People are not going to want this game if we can't do it. And with the Clone Wars era, It was fantastic. Like when they released the game Battlefront 2 on PS3 and no, it was PS2. Sorry, yeah, PS2 and on PC, which I still play now. Millions of people play it on PC and everything, and the one era they play the most is the Clone Wars, because you know they're just getting a bit bored of the fact that they're doing the original all the time. Like, yes, the original in this game, fantastic, it's good, apart from a few minor issues I mentioned earlier. But other than that, it's good. But with the Clone Wars, you've got more options. Like for ground vehicles, like for the Clone Wars, for droidicas, you could have the Spider Walker, the AAT. Then for the clones, you can have the ATTE. There's just plenty of choices, and like they don't actually have to put any of them in, like all of them in. They could put a few in and then add them into DLCs. They've got more options for the Clone Wars to add in than you do with the First Order. Now, there's going to be people, some people might be like, for it, and then there's going to be some people saying, yeah, but the Clone Wars wasn't my favourite era. But that's fine. But millions of people do want that era, and it's understandable. I want that era. That era would be just fantastic to use. Now, oh, fuck off. Anyway, I just don't really understand why they do it. They hype it. They hype it out. They make you think, yeah, you want that game. And when you have the game, like people for the first few days play the game non-stop. Then it gets to the point where people get so far and they think, I just got fed up with the game, you know, boring. But you think if they do a Clone Wars era, so much content, so much stuff they can do, and they'd be proud to do it. They would think, oh look, we got plenty of content. And I know I'm rambling on a bit, but like I did with the original, let's do it again with this. Oh my god, my aim is up. What I'm going to say is, like with the Clone Wars, you know, with the First Order, if you had that, like I said, you'd have lack troops, you wouldn't have very many troop designs, you'd have a lack of heroes and villains, you'd have a lack of ground vehicles. Even in the original Battlefront, which I'm playing now, you've got on you've at least got one vehicle on the Rebel side and two on the Imperial side. You've at least got walkers. I could say that on the First Order you wouldn't have any vehicles, you wouldn't have that much vehicles. Oh, I just flashed myself, get noise. You wouldn't have many vehicles. Ground vehicles. You'd have a TIE fighter. We've got a TIE fighter. The TIE fighter is going to play exactly the same as you would do on the this game, the Stormtroopers now, because the First Order took off where the Empire left. Once the Empire was in disarray after Palpatine's death, Empire, the ship navy split off into their own factions, but it's still disarray. Then there was a massive battle over Jakku. Then the First Order took over, and they got it, and that's where their power came from. They took off once the Empire was destroyed, and the troops were all in disarray, didn't know what to do. Some retreated, were in hiding, some didn't, some just, hang on, yeah, some didn't hide, some just was, some just like hit. Then there's some captains or admirals of their ships that saw that they wouldn't be able to win anything, and just sorry, I went mad again. Then they just went off, and but like in the end it went off like that, and everybody, yeah, I like the new film. but the Clone Wars era, and I know there's millions and millions of people that have, when they've done these polls, they've joined, and the poll that won the most, the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars won, hands down, and you just get, like, and obviously guys, yeah, wanna bring out a game that's good, but you bring out the Clone Wars, like I say, better choice of clone. You can customize it. You can have gear like the Imperials do, shoulder gear, different gear visors and stuff like that. Just make it different. Different character classes, Royal Guards, Riot Shield clones. You just got different, and you got more weapons. You rocket launchers, blasters, more vehicles. Clone vehicles, definitely, especially like for conquest or just an open scale battlefield between two sides like they've done on this one, Supremacy. Droid side, you've got tons of different droid classes, different vehicles, clones, fighters, loads of fighter classes. You've got, with the droids, you've got different fighters. I think you've got 2 or 3 different fighters, different craft they could use, like Grievous' starfighting. Oh, hello. Then you've got different battleships you can fight. When you do like space assault, you've got battleships, you've got Republic, different class cruisers, capital cruisers, frigates, medical frigates. Then you've got the droids frigates and stuff like that. You've just got plenty of options. And I believe, and I know a lot of people have said to me that they prefer the clone era. They didn't like the original film, yeah, okay, that's not all of them. Not all people like the original, but a lot of people do like the Clone Wars cartoon series, which is good, and it's just one of those things that I believe strongly in. And I'm just hoping that DICE isn't doing a First Order. Apparently there's been images leaked. There's been just a lot of stuff leaked. Images, apparently concept leaked and that, but I'm hoping that it's just people leaking it, like not like making their own fake concept, because I know there's perfectly good artists out there that can do their own concept art, and it doesn't have to be legitimate EA or Lucasfilm art. And I'm hoping that DICE or EA just thinks to themselves, well, we need to do this era because we haven't got enough information. I'm not saying they can't do the era, but not now. They don't have enough information at this time and what the era will look like. Like, okay, if they do the era, like, think to yourself before you comment, oh, he's talking a load of shit. Just think to yourself, well, look, there's not enough of anything to do. They barely had enough on this game here to do. The clone troopers and that, not clone troopers, sorry, stormtroopers were basically the same. They got to the point where I asked them, see whether they did Rogue One, and I don't know if that's because it was their choice to do it, or they just didn't think they had enough content, they didn't have enough content to do. But, and then you go to the First Order, and there'd be barely nothing to do, and they can't just go slapping together different enemies, saying, well, look, this was in it, we're going to put that on it, or that enemy was in, Mars's castle. It's pointless, because you're just putting anything together to make a game, and people will buy it because, you know, it's an EA game, and people will, and I just believe that that's what they're going to do, and if they do, it's just going to ruin the experience for people. But like, if you do it differently, if you think to yourself, well, look, like I said before, clones have plenty of different things to deal with, so why not? Then you think, alright, yeah, they do. You have plenty of heroes. Randomly, you can have Anakin Skywalker. I know he turned to Darth Vader, but in the Clone Wars, he was still a hero. He was still fighting, and the only reason why he did go to the dark side was because he wanted Padme saved. And when you watch the third film, you see to yourself, he says to Mace Windu, I need him. And really, all he wanted him for at that time was to save Padme. Now, who knows if she did get saved, maybe he would rejoice and go back to life, but because Padme was in danger, there's just too much of a chance not to use him, and Mace Windu was going to kill Palpatine because Palpatine was proven to be too dangerous to be kept alive. But after Anakin realised what he'd done, that he was still adamant that he was going to use Palpatine to his advantage. But obviously then Padme died, and then obviously you get the originals, Luke and Leia and the Gap. But like anyway, you can have Anakin as a hero. You've got Anakin, you can have Rex, Cody. Now remember, each one would have their own ability. Then you've got, I don't know, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can even have, like, say, Senate and Amidala. Just different choices. Then for evil, you've got Maul, Savage, General Grievous. You've just got different characters. You could have different heroes, and it wouldn't be too hard to do. But I'm just hoping and I'm praying they do not ruin this Battlefront 2, because I bought Battlefront because I played the originals on PC and they were fantastic. I knew that they were originally modded for an EA Battlefield game, but they were still fantastic. And then obviously the creator, the modder, created his own Battlefront and Battlefront 2 versions, and instead of people downloading the mod, and then he made quite a bit of money out of that anyway. But and then if you look online, there has been a lot of concept art, people doing their own concept art of Clone Wars era. But anyway, I've been talking long enough. If you want to see the Clone Wars era in the next Battlefront, you know, like a video and comment saying you'd like to see it. If you don't, you want to see the First Order, then you're obviously crazy, but you know, I accept your decision. But you should look at the bottom and look how much stuff there is between the both eras. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope that you'll make the right decision.